I made it, I made it, I made it. It was pretty crazy today. I wasn't sure if I was actually going to make it live today. Here I am. Hey everybody, Mary here from Mary's Heirloom Seeds, and welcome to my weekly heirloom seed chat here on Facebook. It was a very crazy week. It was an even busier day. So I posted earlier today, for those of you that saw, we had a real quick, let me just get everything situated here. We had a real quick trip into, hey Michelle, we had a real quick trip into the vet to take Buster in, and he's doing fantastic. So let me explain a little bit, since I'm going to be resharing this as well. Every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Central, I go live here on Facebook. And really this is just an heirloom seed chat. I share about different varieties of heirloom seeds that you maybe have never heard of before. Maybe you've heard of them and you're just not sure what it is. So that's what my Wednesday live chats here on Facebook. However, Facebook has been deleting my videos after 30 days, and so I have been downloading them and then resharing them to YouTube. So if you're watching the replay on YouTube, welcome, thanks for joining me. Hit the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. For those of you joining me live on Facebook, thank you so much. Please hit the like button, the love button, whatever is there, and share the video if you can. I do try to share the video into my Mostly Feral Gardeners group, but sometimes it doesn't work as easily as I would like it to be. So if you are watching this video, please share this video. Hey Michelle and Jenny and Jason and Christine, thank you so much for joining me. So I'm gonna check on the live video and see if I can actually share it. If not, if one of you that are watching me live, if you would try to share it to the Mostly Feral Gardeners group, that would be really helpful. Hey Kimberly, thanks for joining me as well. All right, and Tammy's here. So I want to also let you know that during my live chat, the really fun thing about my Facebook live chats is I can share links to every thing that I talk about, whether it's a seed variety, whether it's a cup that I'm currently drinking out of, which I had no idea that I was totally matching today because I was using this first and then I put this one on first or a second. Hey Jackie. So if you're looking for a stainless steel cup that keeps your water cold or your tea cold all day, we got you covered on that too. So I will share links to the specific varieties that I'm going to discuss today, as well as a couple of extras. Hey Anna, thanks for joining me as well. So let's get started. Now, one of the things about my Facebook Lives also is that the seeds that I'm going to discuss with you are going to be in a giveaway. At the end of the video, I will pick one lucky winner to win all of these seeds. Thanks you so much, Jason. And it's 3 criteria. You need to comment on the video, you need to not have won in the last month or so, and then you need to be in the US or Canada. That's it. So 3 things, super easy, and then we'll go ahead and get started. So what is not in the giveaway is the first thing I'm going to share with you, and this is cups and shirts. So a couple of you have asked about where can I get the shirts that I wear, where can I get the cups that you talk about, and so I'm going to go ahead and share a link to the cups right now and the shirts. Hello Wade, hello Vanessa. How long did last week's garlic pack and go? Oh, it did great. All of the pre-orders of seed garlic have shipped. The last batch of current orders will ship out tomorrow, and that's mostly the Russian red because it shipped on or after October 7th. And then I updated on what is available now, or what is left over. And these are not dried up, shriveled up, not gonna grow garlic that's like, oh, we get the leftovers. This is good seed stock that is available right now. It's just not the pre-order. So if you pre-ordered back in July, your order is already on the way and it may have already been delivered. But I'm going to post a link to the seed garlic now. If you did not purchase your seed garlic and you still want to get it on the seed garlic, it's available right now. Check it out. You can totally still get it on that. Okay, so Kelly, hello. Colleen says that I missed the kitten update. Okay, so you did not miss the kitten update. I did post in the comments. Buster, our most recent rescue, who is our shop cat, he came in with a bloody outside and inside of his ear. He had been scratching it all up. And it needed attention immediately. And so we took him to the vet, and they explained that he had some inflammation in his ear. He had some debris in his ear. I mean, he has lived potentially outside for 4 years or more before we finally rescued him. So we didn't, you know, I don't know where he came from or whatever. There were some orange cat sightings before. It may have been him, it may not. But you may have already seen the backstory on Buster. And so I really felt that it was important that we took him to the vet and get him checked out. Yes, they said inflammation, growth, bacteria in his ear. So we just had him treated and cleaned him up. And now we have to wash his ears every day, which I've been cleaning it, but you know, there's only so much I can do. But he's doing fantastic. He is in the shop. He's going to be grounded for the next 10 days while he's in the shop recovering, so that's good. Dana says you got 2 of your 4 packages. If they don't show up tomorrow, let me know. That sometimes happens, that the packages get separated. So, hey, Jeremy and Bobby and Joanne and Asia, thanks for joining me. So the last one I'm going to share that's a general link is the October seed sale. So those are the updates at Mary's Heirloom Seeds that I wanted to share with you before we get to what I call sometimes the meat and potatoes of the video, and that is the seeds that I wanted to share with you. So if you have questions about what I am sharing with you, you are welcome to ask. I mentioned arugula last week, and I mentioned mustard greens last week, and I call them spicy lettuce. And that's not really a technical term at all, but it's a great way to describe lettuce that is more peppery than others. And it's not, hey Ian, it's not spicy like a jalapeno, but it's peppery. And I say spicy lettuce because not everybody likes that type of thing. If you like a buttery type of lettuce, then you want to go with a butterhead type of lettuce, not necessarily arugula. Tonight I have my Bumblebee mug. I love it. My sister got it for me. All right, so the first one I'm going to share with you is so much spicier than a regular arugula. This one is called Wasabi Arugula. So if you've never grown Wasabi Arugula, it is fantastic. Tank says Bannock spray is something I will always recommend to anyone who has animals. It was initially marketed for horses, but it's hands down amazing. I use it on their wounds, anything healing, or to clean their ears. Oh, thank you for that. I appreciate it. I will definitely save that for future use. Right now, they said it was kind of beyond just a regular cleaning, that it needed a little like a medicated wash, but his ear was bloody, so I really didn't want to just leave that be. Even though I cleaned it up, it just wasn't, I didn't feel comfortable leaving him like that. And he was shaking his head a lot, which was kind of why I was really worried about it, because you never know. When they start shaking their head, you wonder if it's like a neurological thing, and so I really wanted to make sure that we got all the bases covered. Wade says, even more spicy arugula, intrigued, plan to plant the spicy lettuce tomorrow. Very, very cool. So the wasabi arugula. Now I need to make sure that you are aware. Hey, David, thanks for joining. This is not wasabi. We carry 2 things with the wasabi name at Mary's Heirloom Seeds. The first one is wasabi arugula that I'm sharing with you now. It is an arugula with a powerful flavor. Thanks, Asia. But it is not wasabi. So wasabi is actually more of a root crop, and it is fairly difficult to grow. So we don't actually sell the wasabi, which is similar to a horseradish, where it's like more of a root that you're going to be growing and eating. True wasabi will not grow here very well. No, it would take so much effort, which is why I found kind of wasabi alternatives that you could do. So speaking of mostly feral gardeners, the other day, one of my customers shared a recipe for making a horseradish style condiment using daikon radish. And I thought that was so cool, because if you can't grow horseradish or you can't grow wasabi, maybe you can find an alternative. And in this case, it was daikon radish. Hey Diane and hey Kevin. So the wasabi arugula is just an arugula that is very spicy. Now we also carry something called wasabi radish. Again, it is not wasabi, it is a radish that has a more wasabi type flavor. And if you don't know about wasabi, if you've never eaten, or maybe you have eaten it, if you eat at like a Japanese restaurant, or maybe you eat at I'm pretty sure it's Japanese, sorry about that if I'm making a mistake. But if you like sushi and you get the little ball of green stuff on that, that's generally wasabi. Or sometimes it's an imitation, but wasabi is really good. I love it. Clears your sinuses. Wade says, I've kept horseradish alive in a couple protein tubs. Yes, you can definitely grow horseradish here. Wasabi, on the other hand, not really the same. So if you want to grow something spicy, I would definitely check out, Evelyn says the video is on. Yep, exactly. Yep, you can definitely find it at Mostly Feral Gardeners. And there's a whole explanation. He did a great job sharing that information, so it's really good. So if you like wasabi and you want to grow something that's spicy, look for the wasabi arugula and the wasabi radish. Both of those you can actually grow here with zero issues for the most part. Did I share garlic, by the way? I'm not sure if I shared my link to the seed garlic. Hey Joan, thanks for joining us. If I didn't, I'm going to share the garlic link one more time. For those of you that missed it, the pre-orders of seed garlic have already shipped out. They are already on the way. Some of you have already received it. It is time to plant it. And then, let's go. We also have some Egyptian walking onions available still, a very small amount, so just so you know. All right, so next on my list, this is a fun one. Forget where is here. I'm not sure what you mean, where is here. The next on my list is yellow giant hyssop. So I'm going to share the link here. Just so you know, hyssop requires cold stratification. So if you plan on growing this, you definitely want to make sure that you know how to grow it, how to start your seeds, and make sure that you've got the right information. Amanda says, got your garlic the other day. Super excited. Awesome. Yes. Oh, East Texas is here. So in general, if you have received your garlic, it is time to plant right now. There are very few places in the US that you shouldn't be planting right now. And honestly, that's like South Florida. If you live in South Florida, you will be planting more like November, December. Garlic seed, so seed garlic is bulbs of garlic. So if you're not sure. And so Nick, I'm not sure what your question was. We are located in Ben Wheeler, Texas, which is East Texas. We are just about halfway between Tyler, Texas and Canton, Texas. And a lot of people know where that is. And literally, if you blink, you miss us. Because we're a tiny town of 442 people, I think was the last one. All right, so I want to share the link for you for yellow giant hyssop. But for those of you in other states, other regions, it's time to plant your garlic. I had a couple of people reach out to me this week and said, hey, I got my garlic. What should I do? Oh, I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks. If you're going to be gone for 2 weeks and your garlic's going to sit there, then definitely put it in the refrigerator before you leave and then go ahead and plant it. For those of us in the rest of the country, it is time to plant. Whether you're in Texas or California or Florida or Wisconsin or Michigan, it's time to plant your garlic. If you receive it, plant it. All right, so here's the link to yellow giant hyssop. Now I chose this one because I always like to share herbs and flowers. Hey Sherry and hey Bobby. Yes, we do. Bobby Sullivan, check out the link I just posted to the seed garlic. You will find elephant garlic there, and we do have some available. If you place your order tonight, it will ship out in the morning. So yellow hyssop, a great option for pollinators. A great option if you want to add some color to your garden, but it really attracts native bees, sweet bees, bumblebees. It's going to attract a wide variety of bees or pollinators to your garden. So if you like something that's going to add to your garden, yellow giant hyssop is a great option for you. So for those of you just joining me, welcome. All of the seeds that we are discussing today are going to go into a giveaway at the end of my live chat. I'm going to share the winner in a new post. Actually, I don't like to share it in this one because some people miss it. Now, one thing I forgot to share with you is, I think it was 2 weeks ago now, I was discussing camo eggplant, which is way wild. It's definitely not your normal eggplant. Hey, Tina. And someone said they had never eaten eggplant. I'm pretty sure that was how we got to this whole thing. The whole I've never planted a squash led me to the Patty Pan Squash Challenge earlier this year. So I'm up for something new. So a customer said, I think that they had never, hyssop is an herb and a flower, Anna. So just check out the link. You'll see a little more information for it, but it's great for pollinators. So I started making eggplant recipes, and the first one I made to post to my website, I've made a bunch of different recipes and I'm working on it, but life happens, cats happen, garlic happens, and so I'm slow to updating them to the website, but I'm still making them so that you can see them. So this, I'm going to share the link to this one, is one pot garlicky chicken eggplant. It was so easy. I love the simplicity of a single large pot. I have a ceramic lined cast iron pot. It's not tall, but it is deep and it's wide, and it was perfect for this recipe. Hey Cindy, and hey Shaylin, thanks for joining me. So if you are looking for ways to use up the eggplant that you've grown, or maybe you want to try something new, that might be a way for you to try something new as well. Yes, you can definitely buy it from the store and try it out first, but honestly, I find that eggplant soaks up the flavors of everything else. So one pot dish was perfect. And guess what? Doc had no idea he was eating eggplant. Now he does because he's listening to my live chat. But it's a great way to add and introduce new foods without kind of being like in your face. Maybe you don't really like it. Maybe you don't like the texture, but it was really good. All right, so the next one on my list here is red romaine lettuce. Some of the varieties I'm going to share with you, you can plant right now. Some of the varieties, depending on your region, obviously, you're going to be planting next year. If you're in Michigan and there's snow on the ground, for example, you're not going to be planting some of these, but you can definitely save them. So red romaine is on my list. Colette, are you having trouble seeing my posts, or are you having trouble hopping in and out? If for some reason you are watching my live video and it starts getting glitchy, hop in and hop back out and you should be able to see it. So the red romaine was a good one because it's very easy to grow, it's pest tolerant, it's not necessarily heat tolerant, but it is perfect for cool weather. Chrissy says, I love making one pot dishes. Totally, it's so much easier. I mean, the cleanup was literally a cutting board and a pan. So that was it. So it was definitely a really good one, and if you are looking for something simple, go for it. Evelyn says, put the garlic in a paper bag, not the plastic if it's going in the fridge. So all of our seed garlic was shipped in a paper bag. We don't ship any of our garlic in a plastic bag because it needs to breathe. So yes, if you purchased seed garlic and you're going to put it in the fridge, you can leave it in the paper bag. You don't have to open it. You don't have to do anything. Just put it in the refrigerator. Colette says, I couldn't comment until you went on your phone. I don't know how, Facebook sometimes is glitchy. So anyway, I'm going to reshare this video to YouTube in a week or two so that you guys can see it. Hey, Patty, thanks for joining me. So for those of you just joining me, welcome. All the seed varieties that I'm discussing tonight will go in a giveaway at the very end. I'll post it to my main page. Red Romaine was the last one. Some of these you'll be able to plant right now depending on your region. Some of them you're going to want to plant next year. Just save them up and store them for next year. I will say this, make sure you store them properly, and I'll get into that later on in this video. Now this one is, I picked this one out specifically tonight because I received an email. I was driving yesterday into Tyler, which is our big city. It's where our doctor's offices are. It's where our Sam's Club or whatever we need that's a big deal. Hey Kathy, I'm sorry Colette. So I started receiving this email and I was like, yes, I love to read this stuff. So this one is New England Pie Pumpkin. And the customer that purchased these seeds from me said they bought a handful of seeds, but specifically they wanted to tell me that they could not buy enough or source enough pumpkins for their bakery. So they decided to just grow them themselves. And there were two that were standouts, and one of them was the New England pumpkin. This is a pie pumpkin. So if you want to grow something that will grow a really good amount of pie pumpkins, sweet, juicy, delicious, the New England pie is fantastic. Hey Gary, Nick, we love pumpkin pie. We love pie pumpkins in general. So just to get this feedback from this customer that they were not necessarily overwhelmed, but they were impressed about the amount of massive pumpkins that they were able to see. Kathy, so I have another customer. You can see it on the computer and can't comment on your phone. I have no idea. I was not able to comment on my phone earlier, so I had to close out of the app and go back, because while I'm on my computer talking to you guys, I'm sharing links using my phone. So I hope that maybe helps you. Pumpkins are definitely yummy. So this is the New England Pie Pumpkin. If you're looking for a good, like what he was saying, mega producing, or what we would call prolific producing pumpkin, the New England Pie Pumpkin is good for you. So if you don't win, I've shared all the links in the comments. You can always either add it to your wish list or purchase them tonight. If you want a discount code, wait until the end of my video and I'm going to share a one-time only discount code with you that is only good for a couple days. So stay tuned for that. You definitely don't want to miss it. Now, I share with you a pumpkin. I'm going to share with you one that if you are in a more moderate climate, you might be able to grow this. I love Facebook for the ease of reaching people. I don't really do the whole influencer thing on YouTube. I just share basic information on YouTube about growing, planting, seed saving, harvesting, and I try to keep it simple. Colette says, by the way, I have the same shirt on. Awesome. So if you're looking for one of our shirts, we carry crew neck shirts, V-neck shirts, long sleeve shirts, and matching cups. I didn't even realize I was matching until I literally sat down and was like, I'm going live. Oh, I'm matching. All right, so Dana said, speaking of wish list, where do we find it once we add everything to it? That is a fantastic question. Let's see. Hang on just a second. I have, oh, very cool. I didn't know. Let's see. Use your coffee company. You used the coffee mug today. Very cool. All right, so let me go back to our website and I will help you with that. Now, great question. We have a wish list option. It is a newer app for me, and it is a heart icon. So I'm looking at my phone right now. I'm looking at the mobile version of it. I can't click out to my desktop version, but I'm looking at the mobile version of it right now. On the left-hand side, there is a green icon that says reward. If you click on that, it will show you the loyalty points rewards program. So if you purchase from Mary's Heirloom Seeds, you are earning rewards points. If you like us on Facebook, subscribe to my YouTube channel, write a review on our website, those are ways to earn additional points. You don't just have to buy things to earn points. But I'm also looking at this screen and I'm seeing on the right hand side, there is a black square with a white heart inside. Oops, there we go. That's a heart. So black square with a white heart inside, and that is the wish list app. So you click on that and that will get you to your wish list. So if you haven't known about the wish list and you don't even know what this little icon is, it's a great way to add things that you may or may not want in the future, and then you can look back on it and check it out. Cecilia says, if you only have room for one pie pumpkin, Dickinson or New England? Oh, I'm not sure. That's a great question. That is a hard question. So Dickinson pumpkin, for those of you who don't know, is the original Libby's pumpkin. So if you've been to the grocery store, you see the famous Libby's pumpkin pie mix. That is the original Libby's, was the Dickinson. I don't know that they only use Dickinson at this point, but if you want to grow the original Libby's pumpkin, I would say hands down go with the Dickinsons. But I will say this, the current pumpkin pie on the shelf right now is actually a mix of different winter squashes, including Hubbard squash. So I don't really know 100% what you're looking for. I would say both are productive and both are prolific, but I will say that the New England pie pumpkin is faster maturing than the Dickinson. So kind of depends on what you're looking for. Does that help? I'm sorry. It's not a really distinct answer because I grow lots of different things and I'm not really sure. Sometimes it's great for my area and sometimes it's not, and that's why I grow literally all the things so that I know and I can explain to you, hey, this works better for you. But I will say if you have a shorter growing season, definitely go with the New England, not the Dickinson, because the New England is a faster maturing. Okay, I am drinking my water. I'm drinking my coffee. Kathy says, thanks for telling me how to find my rewards. Yay! Okay, so any of you guys that have questions, I always say this, send me an email. My email is mary@marysheirloomseeds.com, and I do answer your questions. I try to even check my spam folder sometimes. Sometimes I don't, but hey, Monica, thanks for joining us. I appreciate you being here with us. All right, so the next on my list is one for fall. I was talking about the rewards points program, so there you go. Amber says, New England sounds like a winner. I like the idea of faster. And if I remember correctly, Amber Ann, you are in Michigan. So you definitely want to use something that is a faster maturing. Cecilia says, I will send New England. I am gifting it to a friend. Oh, very cool. Awesome. I love to hear that. All right, so here you go. Next one on my list is Mammoth Melting Sugar Pea. This is a really good one. It's delicious. You can eat these right off the plant. Asia, you're joining me here. I'm not sure if you've grown this one, but Asia has posted a couple of reviews on my website. She's also sent me some awesome pictures of her and her dog. Her dog likes to open packages, and her dog also likes to eat peas out in the garden with her while she's growing and harvesting. So I love to see the interaction of your pets enjoying also a garden snack. Yep, okay, I was right. And hey, Susan, thanks for joining us. So the Mammoth Melting Pea is the next one on my list today. It's a snow pea. It's really good. It's a really fantastic variety if you just like some flavorful peas. Not a garden pea, where you're harvesting the actual inside pea, but actually the whole pod. Ian says, do you have a variety of pumpkin that doesn't spread? Yeah, I do actually. The Cherokee bush pumpkin is a bush pumpkin that grows about 5 feet or less. My current one is about 3 feet long, so it's not a spreading pumpkin. It is a bush style of pumpkin. Joanne says, my dog won't let me in the door without getting a garden snack. Oh, how cute. All right, so another one that also benefits from cold stratification and also is a biennial, so it doesn't produce seeds until the second year, is Forrest green parsley. So I like parsley because it's good in the garden and it also is beneficial for butterflies. If you are looking to add an area for swallowtail butterflies, plant parsley in an area where you are okay with being eaten and add these. I mean, there's 100 seeds. You can share with the caterpillars if you really want to help with the butterflies, right? But also you can grow it for yourself and you can eat it yourself. You can add it to soups and stews. All right, so I'm going to read this again. Asia says, Mellow, our Mastiff, is the one who loves to open the packages, and your Husky loves to eat the variety of peas. Yep, so that's the black dog that I see that's in your reviews. Patty says, I'm in Florida and I grow the Seminole pumpkin. I harvested 130 pumpkins last season. Oh, that is amazing. And they now volunteer. Plus I eat them young and green like a summer squash. That is very cool. Yes, so I love Seminole pumpkin. If I had to choose only one pumpkin to grow all year long, it would be the Seminole pumpkin. And for those of you that didn't know, hey Tracy, thanks for joining me. Totally fine. Hey Debbie as well. I did an experiment. I harvested a Seminole pumpkin in October. I harvested a bunch, but I set this one aside in what I call my cold storage. It was in a lower cabinet in my laundry room, which is a moderate climate. It gets air conditioning in there, but there's not a lot of traffic. So I don't have a lot of bumping and bruising and things like that in this particular cabinet. And I left it in there and I ate this particular Seminole pumpkin November of the following year. So this stored for 13 months before I ate it, and it was still fantastic. There was zero rotting, there was zero any issues with the actual fruit. Mostly because I harvested and stored it properly. You don't want to store long-term anything that has bumps, bruises, or any kind of nicks on the outer skin. And I made sure I had more of a controlled environment for this so I could see exactly how long. 12 months, 13 months, and I was like, all right, that's it. I have to eat this thing. And I have a recipe about roasted Seminole pumpkin, and I use that pumpkin for it. Hey, Inga, thanks for joining me. So the Seminole pumpkin is definitely a good one. And we will be back in stock for Seminole pumpkins on November 1st, 2025 for 2026 seeds. So if you are looking to grow a Seminole pumpkin and you want a part of history, especially Florida history, definitely check that out and we will have seeds. Barbara says, just got some Seminole, now I'm excited to grow it 13 months. I was shocked. Honestly, I really was. I don't normally store winter squash that long. It was just an experiment that I had tried out so that I could say, this is what I was able to do. And there's a lot of things that I grow that are experiments that I share with people, like, I didn't know you could do this, but here you go. Most of our winter squash we store for 6 to 8 months, not 13. So just to throw that out there at you, it was an abnormal thing for me to do that. The Seminole pumpkin, Nick, is a small pumpkin. It's large. I would say it's about the size of a sugar pumpkin. It's definitely not a large pumpkin, which if you look at so if you go to marysheirloomseeds.com and you check out my blog, you can just search, search Seminole pumpkin recipe and you'll see the recipe that I shared. It was just super simple. And then you can see kind of the sizing of it as well. All right, so the next one on my list is, this one's a fun one. Here we go. So this is if you guys like spicy chilies or hot peppers, this is a good one for you. That is definitely hot, but not what I call a super hot. So this one is called Birdseye chili pepper. I'll bring that out a little bit so you can see it. The Scoville heat units is 50,000 to 100,000. So to give you an idea of what I'm talking about, a Serrano is A Serrano is probably 25,000 off the top of my head. Inga says 1 pumpkin size is perfect for 1 pumpkin pie. Very cool, thank you. A jalapeno is about 8,000 Scoville heat units, but a habanero or a Scotch bonnet is more like 350,000. So this is only 50 to 100,000. So maybe like in the Tabasco range, off the top of my head. But the Birdseye chili is a massive producer. So if you are looking for a good flavorful chili to make like a hot pepper sauce or a hot vinegar, the Birdseye chili is a really good one. It does obviously take a little longer to grow, but Colette says, how cold tolerant are peppers? Unfortunately, peppers are not cold tolerant. They generally, if you have a frost, they will not make it. Or if you have a freeze, they will probably not make it. So what I tell most people is if they are experiencing a hard frost, I would say harvest everything you possibly can because it may not make it. And also if it experiences cold or freezing temperatures, it can damage the peppers so that they don't store well. So what I do before we have a frost, I collect everything. I've got images of me like filthy dirty, dripping in the rain, literally dripping in the rain because I know it's gonna freeze tonight. And I have like my shirt, some baskets, some bins, and I'm like collecting everything I can in the rain before we have a frost the next day. So I would definitely recommend if you have a frost coming up, harvest what you can as far as the ones that are not going to make it. All right, so this is a different. Monica says, sorry, your kid distracted you. Yes, ma'am. Seminole pumpkins are great for pies. They're great for roasting. You can, in my opinion, the consistency is similar to a sweet potato. It's very, it's sweet and creamy. It's not as granularly as some of the other ones go. So yeah, if you've got a frost tomorrow, harvest tomorrow. Just check your frost date. So if it's gonna freeze tonight, harvest today. If it's gonna freeze tomorrow night, harvest tomorrow. So get as much as you can out of your garden before it's too late. Yes, some varieties of peppers you can overwinter, but not all. And you can try, and also it depends on your space. So, all right, so here's the next one on my list. The last one's gonna be super fun. This one is Alabama black-eyed pole lima beans. That's a mouthful. All right, so this is not a black-eyed pea. This is a lima bean that looks similar to a black-eyed pea because of the black eye that it has. If you look at the picture, I just shared with you guys, it looks like a black-eyed pea, but it's actually a lima bean, which is just weird and fun. So if you like something like that, this is a pole bean. Tank, if you're watching this still, I'm not sure if you're still watching, but I resent a handful of seeds to you today for your school, for your kids' school, and I included one of these because it was just kind of fun. It is so fun, I know. It's not, like I said, it's not a black-eyed pea. It is a pole bean. It's a lima bean. So, oh, you're still here. Very cool. All right, I apologize for the mix-up. I just resent a brand new pack of some of the most fun-looking bean seeds for your kids' class. I'm super excited for you to get it. So, it went out today. All right, so the next one on my list today is, hey, Pam, thanks for joining us. Hey, Bertha, thanks for joining us. This one is champion radish. So I mentioned earlier, some of these varieties you might be able to plant now, and some of them you just want to save them for later. Make sure you store them properly and make sure that you understand when to plant these. So this is champion radish. Sorry about that. This is champion radish. This is a fast maturing radish. You're looking at 30 days from seed to harvest. Let's see. Christy says, I'm gonna need a bigger garden. Yeah. So for those of you that are that don't know, Amber says I wouldn't know what to do with lima beans. So at the risk of outing myself, There are some times where I make a bean stew where I just put everything all in one pot, even though not everybody likes lima beans. Not everybody can taste the flavor of a lima bean if you have a couple left in your mixture. But lima beans are really good in a bean stew. So we have a seed combo pack at Mary's Heirloom Seeds, and it has a bunch of different dry beans. And it's the Heirloom bean soup seed combo. And it's like all the things you could put in like a 8 bean soup or something like that. So we don't eat lima beans by themselves. Not everybody likes lima beans. So in a stew, nobody knows that it's there. Kevin says your school and library programs are awesome. Very cool. So for those of you that didn't know, we have a school garden donation program at Mary's Heirloom Seeds, and I donate to schools, everything across the country, and it is so awesome to see the pictures that I get. I can't share them on Facebook a lot of times because I don't share people's kids on Facebook without permission. It's just not appropriate. And so all I can do is share my excitement with you, that how I get these pictures. I get cards with like second graders, third graders, and the spelling and the handwriting is just, you can tell a small child wrote it and they were excited for the sunflower seeds specifically that they received, or the tomato seeds that they received. Hearing from teachers that some of their kids had never even heard of a honeydew melon, let alone eaten a honeydew melon, and they had the opportunity to not only grow it, but harvest it and eat it and feel it and taste it. And it's just such an amazing experience for them that makes me feel good. So it's a win-win for everybody, because the schools get the opportunity to teach the kids, and I get the opportunity to have a warm fuzzy feeling about just kids learning about awesome stuff. I once got I'll share that in just a minute. I once got a picture of the school kids' lunch bags, not lunch bags, I'm sorry, backpacks. They were lined up on the wall, wide open, and they had celery sticking out of it, and they had Swiss chard sticking out of it, and so they were able to harvest and send the kids home with it. And so some of these kids had never eaten celery before, and now they get to bring it home with them and share with them. So let me, since Nick, you're asking about that, definitely. Kevin says, I remember growing beans in second grade. It's great to know kids will keep having that opportunity. So Tank was mentioning to me one thing that I notice as well here at Mary's Heirloom Seeds, and sometimes you get a situation where, for example, one of my friends, her daughter was sent home with what she thought was a corn plant growing up, and it turns out it was probably a sorghum plant, but it almost sets them up for failure when you're sending them home with something that doesn't do well in their area or won't produce. For example, corn is wind pollinated and needs a big square of multiple corns to produce. So by sending beans instead of corn, that child now can take home that bean plant and possibly grow a bean plant that will produce beans. So let me read this really quick. I'm missing it. You do not have to place your seeds in the fridge. If you bought seed garlic and you're not going to plant it for 2 weeks to a month, put it in the refrigerator in the paper bag. If you bought regular heirloom seeds from us, store them in a cool, dry, dark space. Totally fine. Just remember where you saved your seeds, because a lot of times people will put it in a cabinet so that it's they don't lose it, and then they forget where it is. All right, so I'm going to, it is, Amber, and that's one of the reasons why it really is very important for me to share this. All right, so Nick asked, this is a link to my school garden donation program. I currently donate to over 175 school gardens, nonprofit community gardens, veterans gardens, elderly care centers, and then some are just areas where people don't have access to fresh foods, and I work with them. Amanda, I posted the update for Buster in the comments. He was only out for an hour, and he came back with completely bloody and inflamed ears, so I rushed him to the vet because he kept shaking his head. Normally I would just clean him up and be fine, but when they start shaking their head, you wonder if there's a neurological issue. So I was like, I got to get him to the vet right now. And they said it was inflammation, possibly yeast growth, and bacteria in his ear. I mean, we've only had him indoors since August. So he hasn't been inside. He's been outside for so long that we're still working on getting him healthy. And when his ear was that bad, I was like, I got to do something right now. So anyway, long story short, took him to the vet. Vet said, this is what's wrong. This is what we should do. So now we have a medicated ear wash for both of his ears that we're going to do for the next couple of days to help him with that. The inflammation is a big thing for him. We don't want him to be uncomfortable. And the fact that he was shaking his head and made himself bloody was like, I don't want it. I don't want anybody to suffer, so we're not going to do that. All right, so anyway, school gardens, cats, seeds, all the things. I am almost done with my live chat tonight, and then when I'm done with my video, I am going to pull one lucky winner using random comment picker. I don't pull the actual winner. I just use an app so that somebody can win. Let's see. Melissa says the Berry County Community Garden was so thankful for the seed support. Very cool. Awesome. You also gave them away as a kid's fishing day. Very cool. Yes. Medicated ear wash. And also, not only that, Inga, he's going to have to be locked up in the shop. He's grounded for 7 days. He only spends about 4 hours a day roaming the property. An hour of that is usually in the garden with me. But he does like his outside time, and it's going to be 7 days without outside time. Poor boy. All right, so this one I'm sharing with you is Black Diamond Watermelon. This is one you're going to be planting next year. I picked this one today because I recently had an awesome review at Mary's Heirloom Seeds, and that picture right there is one of my sisters. It is a group effort. One of my sisters grew it and took the picture, and one of my sisters is holding it with her shirt, and that shirt she's wearing is a family business shirt that we all worked on and had tie-dyed by another local business. So that picture right there has so many people involved in it that it just makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. All right, so the Black Diamond Watermelon, I did include this in a recent email, so it's really good. Oh, I know. He is such a good boy, though. He is. If you've ever seen the orange cats or tiny terrors, they act feral compared to the actual outdoor used to be feral cat. So wild how that works out. He is a very well-behaved boy. So we're gonna spoil on him extra tonight. As soon as I'm done with my live chat, we're gonna go back next door and give him some love and snuggles. So watermelon is one you've never tried. Awesome. Yeah. So Buster is doing much better. He's not shaking his head anymore. Now that we got it to calm down, it was definitely something in his ear. So Amber, if you've never been successful with watermelon, I understand that you are in a very shorter growing season. I will find you a faster maturing watermelon, and that might help you. There are a couple that we carry at Mary's Heirloom Seeds that are specifically for cool weather areas, and I'm going to find one for you, and I'm going to let you know. I might even send you one. All right, last one on my list, guys, and I'm going to be done. I need some dinner, and I need some cat snuggles. So, all right, so the last one on my list today is, saved a really fun one for last, and that one is Dragon Carrot. Christy says you don't have much luck with watermelon here. Now, a very recent one as well was Michelle in Texas said that she finally grew a successful watermelon using our seeds, and she grew sugar baby. So maybe that would work for you as well. Not 100% sure, but it might work for you. All right, sharing the link to dragon carrots. I love dragon carrots. I love purple, literally purple everything. So I do love these. What does the black-eyed pole taste like? Honestly, it tastes like a regular lima bean, and not everybody likes lima beans. Some people like lima beans, and if I was going to make lima beans, I would not eat them by themselves. I don't like lima beans by themselves. I put them in a bean stew, and my bean stew is usually a ham hock. We do a ham for Christmas breakfast, and I only do that because it was something that I grew up doing with my parents. And Doc loves ham, so fine, whatever. I pretty much just stuck with the same tradition that my parents did, and we do a ham as a Christmas brunch. And I take the ham bone and some of the leftover ham on it, and I put it in the slow cooker, and I put a bunch of beans in there. I put some chicken stock in there and let it slow cook forever. So that's the easiest recipe that I know to use dried beans, and I include some, shh, don't tell Doc. I do include some lima beans in there as well. So not everybody likes lima beans, but if you like it, super fun. Barbara says, those are beautiful. Do they keep the color when cooked? Yes, they do, actually. And we have a black nebula carrot that I think Inga had used with her rice, and it makes it like a grayish, weird, random color. So yeah, slow cookers are always awesome. It's a great way to hide vegetables that people won't necessarily eat, but it's good for you. And Susan says add onions and celery. I also add garlic. I love garlic, so I add a ton of garlic to it, even though it's not normally a thing. So make carrot bread with them. Okay, that is on my list for 2026, is to make carrot bread with purple carrots. So for those of you just joining me, we are done with these for tonight. One lucky winner will get all of these awesome seeds. And now I have a new challenge. Thank you, Kathy. I am going to plant an entire bed of purple carrots so that I can make purple carrot bread. Ooh, I encourage all of you to do that as well. And I promise you that's not my 2026 garden challenges. I will have my garden challenges posted, not right away, but soon. October 31st, I will be posting all of the back in stock and new arrivals for 2026. Okay, that's the first thing on my list right now. The next one on my list is going to be the 2026 garden challenges. And yes, Ian, the original carrot was purple, and people thought it was poisonous. Same with tomatoes. The original tomatoes they thought were poisonous, so they were just like an ornamental plant. Crazy, right? All right, everybody, so I'm done. You have commented, which means you are entered to win. I'm going to pick one lucky winner. If you were in the US or Canada, you commented on the video during my live chat, and you haven't won in the last month, you are entered to win. If you're just joining me, check out all the links. Seed garlic is ready to ship out right now. All of our pre-orders of seed garlic have shipped, so anything that is left on the website is what is available right now, and will only be available for a week or two. That's it. Tracy, I did not do a seeds of the month yet. I was very overwhelmed with everything, so I did not do a seeds of the month this month. I'm gonna skip the seeds of the month this month, and I'm gonna do a new one in November. There's just was a lot on my plate, and it honestly skipped my mind until about the 5th, and then I was like, crud, I totally forgot. So it's okay, it happens. And I already have my seeds of the month planned for 2026, so hey, I'm on top of that at least. All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining me. I do appreciate it. I do like to get silly, and I do like to share some fun information with you guys here, because being serious just isn't fun. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me. and happy planting.